Yes, I worked very a lot of cases, see, help people, and because my background is a legal background, so I work in the legal department with the company as well where I was working. And second thing, because I was attached to Guru Nanak Ishtam Sevak Jatha, and I am with the Jatha since 1974, and there was not many people, they were up to that level of education, see. So my background being a legal background, I've done a lot of work. Probably you have heard about this Mandla turban case, see. I was the person, who initiated from the Guru Nanak Ishtam Sevak Jatha when he lost the case in the lower courts, and they lost the appeal in the appeal court as well. And it was Lord Dennings, who given the decision. Then we took the case to the House of Lords, and I worked very hard on that case, see, and eventually, for God's grace, we won that case, and that was very, very big success for the Sikh community here to keep the turbans, when they go to the schools or do the jobs. And well, what happens, it was dwelling Lee, the headmaster of the Park Grove School. Park Grove School was a private school in Birmingham, near Bicester Road, and Mr. Mandla's son, he was a student there, and he was told if he want to join the schools, he have to remove his turban. But Mandla ji, he was a Sikh himself, wearing the turban, even though he was in the legal department, audience in the courts and everything, and he never shaved or cut his hair. He was always wearing the turban. It was a big shock to Mandla's families and the community as well. If it's been one person, it could be the whole lot. They kind of refuse everybody. You can't go to the school, you can't have a workplace, with the turban and all these things. See. Then the case went to the Court of Appeal, and unfortunately, Mandla lost that case. And a lot of organizations, they come forward to support it. See. But Babaji, Sant Baba Puran Singh Ji Painoris, he decided we will support this case, and they done all the fundings and the support and everything, see. And what happens, when we lost the case in Court of Appeal, we did not have the right of appeal to the House of Lords, see. We'll have to have the right of appeal first before we take the case to the House of Lords. Then mobilization start, and people from the other counties, Walsall, Wolverhampton, throughout the England, they come on the one platform, and start supporting. We wrote nearly 650 member of parliament, the letter about this case. We had the reply from every MP in our sports and whatever it is. Not everybody supporters, but they given their views or whatever it is. At least, the case was, there was a march in London, Hyde Park, there was about 50 to 60,000 people, in the march. And then it became a big issue, see. And then the House of Lords, decided, yes, there is a big movement, we'll have to give a leave of appeal to hear that case, so they granted the leave of appeal when they heard the case in the House of Lords. And for God's grace, we were successful. Because it was they were not directly involved in this one, but this is the directive, from the EU, which was more favorable. And the EUG, it was the higher court, so it was higher House of Lords as well, see. And that was the reason, because there was now there are 28 countries in EU now, the member countries, 28 countries, they're member of the EU. And there's a lot of different laws, directives, and all these things. They bind our courts, see, through the higher court, being a higher court in EU. So that is a great help as well, anyway. And it's better understanding, see, rather than have one group, and on the other side they have about 28 groups, different religions, different communities, and all these things. So you learn from one to the others. You talk each another, know their backgrounds. They know your backgrounds, you see. So they built up a strong support. A lot of people, they had a difficulty, to wear the turbans, in the transport industries, see. Now you can see, so many Sikhs, they're really terrible, have beards and everything, see. But not those days, they were very, very strict at that day, Because the law changed, we went in the EU, and we have EU directives and all these things, and there was a lot of protection from there. And there was a lot of reservations, issues, see. And then you can go to the courts and take your case further up, see. Then that was a very, very good background.